Today, we'll be exploring the most genius LEGO building techniques. If we can reach 9,000 likes, I'll post the next video in this series. Alright, let's get into it. Here is an incredible LEGO creation with a ton of clever building techniques embedded within it. This is the River of Life created by Steven on Flickr. And there's a lot of details going on here, but I'd like to specifically focus on the riverbed, because if you take a look at how this is created, it has a very unique process of Steven, who used loose bricks for the stream. He used a simple color scheme of blue, light blue, and white, which does a great job representing the waves and movement and rapids of the river. Plus, the cool thing about this building technique is that you basically get to play Tetris while attempting to find the perfect blue brick to carefully place in the riverbed and minimize the empty space. This LEGO toilet design is definitely not what you expect. Take a look at the bowl. Yeah, you notice it's kind of an odd piece? That's because it's a LEGO Scout Trooper headpiece. This helmet piece is definitely the most unique LEGO brick I've ever seen for a design of a toilet. And speaking of which, if your minifigures need toilet paper for their restroom, there's actually a lot of interesting ways to create LEGO toilet paper rolls that attach onto the wall, or some that you may find in public restrooms like this model, or perhaps even some that's partially unrolled along the wall with using a LEGO door piece, which is quite interesting, or even just using a LEGO minifigure paint roller piece accessory and adding on one of these rolls. Did you know you can do some really cool tricks and kind of some mind-bending creations using LEGO hook pieces? By simply attaching 6 of these hooks to each other, you can create this really cool kind of optical illusion type creation. And if you only have 4 of them, you can also interlock these to create this kind of square type design, which is quite interesting. Here's a really crazy looking minifigure with 2 heads and really long necks. So what exactly is this, and how do you make it for yourself? Well, I'm glad you asked, because you can use these modified 1x2 bricks that were released in sets from 1971 through 1999. Now, of course, the original purpose of this brick was definitely not for these crazy minifigures, but instead it was used in a lot of excavators or anything that had some sort of mechanical arm, and they would attach into the side of the brick. But nowadays you can find these for very cheap on Bricklink, and you can basically create a double-headed minifigure because of the 2 studs on top. Thanks to Nolnet on Flickr for providing these images for the video, and I really like this one here that really gives a resemblance of some sort of Indiana Jones type villain. Those long neck spring pieces are also an older piece that work really well here because it allows for the head pieces to be more separate from each other and not touch. Here's an interesting method to create a star pedestal, which is a very unique shape to see in LEGO. The main star centerpiece here is created using a clever combination of green wedge plates and 2x2 hinge plates along the back that secure everything together. Now, these wedge pieces I think are actually very underrated as a LEGO piece in general, because the larger bricks of their kind can actually be used to create some really cool rounded towers, and the plates itself here, as you can see, make stars possible. This next build is actually an old LEGO Ideas project that wasn't selected, but I personally really love it. This creation is titled River Rapids, and right off the bat, you'll notice that the riverbed, or the water itself, seems to kind of be hovering in midair. A couple kayakers and a fisherman sit on top of a river that SpitBrix suspended in midair using translucent blue bricks on top of fully clear plates on the bottom. This is a fantastic way if you're trying to build an underwater scene, because you can really see the details and it's not going to be covered up by bricks. LEGO releases a lot of planes and jets, but some of the best models are actually the ones created by fans. Check out this incredible A-10 Thunderbolt with its aggressive nose cone and detailed body, as well as this sleek King Raptor created by Evan and displayed at Brick Fair, Virginia. In fact, these LEGO creations remind me a lot of War Thunder, today's sponsor. If you're looking to see just how far you can stretch your building skills beyond LEGO bricks, War Thunder is the best game out there for vehicle customization. With more than 2,000 unique planes, tanks, helicopters, and ships, each with its own insane customization options, the possibilities are truly endless. War Thunder puts you in control of your choice of vehicles, spanning more than a full century from the 1920s to the present day. Each of these vehicles is modeled all the way down to every unique component, and all damage is displayed in glorious 4K resolution. This is one of the coolest parts of the experience. No hit points to keep track of, so you'll know exactly how your vehicle is looking. It certainly adds an immersive feeling that most other games just can't capture. Take part in the most dynamic, engaging PvP battles today using the link in the description to download War Thunder for free on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, and you'll even receive a large bonus pack to jumpstart your account. Now on to one of my favorite building techniques. One of the Lego pieces that I hardly ever hear anyone talk about using in their creations are roller skates. Now, they're not necessarily a very common piece, which is maybe why not many people use them in their builds, but they can do some really incredible things. Now, granted, I don't think these are techniques that Lego would use officially in their sets, so these would maybe be considered to be illegal building techniques, but nonetheless, I want to share them with you. You can take roller skates and attach them to the underside of a brick or plate, and all of a sudden now you have a stud on the bottom. You can also stack them sideways and wedge them within a tile. Now, this is definitely a technique that Lego wouldn't use, but who would have ever thought you could do some cool building techniques using just some roller skates? Although it would be incredibly hard to break the world record for the largest flag made out of Lego bricks, which was actually accomplished by this builder here, who created a Canadian flag out of 248,000 Lego bricks, you could still certainly have a lot of fun designing your own country's flag. Of course, some are definitely more complicated than others, and you can choose whatever scale you would like, or be as creative as you want. Here's a really cool design of a Canadian flag by NoelNet on Flickr. At first, you can see a top-down view of the Canadian flag here, but if you take a look from the side, it's actually made up with these minifigures with red hats on. I really like this because it plays with the different perspectives of a build. From the side here, it doesn't look like much until you look at from the top and you can see the resemblance of what looks to be a Canadian flag. Remember those original Lego Minecraft microscale sets? Well, I really enjoyed those, and I like the overall idea of making things in micro scale. And so recently I've been really interested in looking at how other Lego builders are using little pieces to create a really cool model. I personally think there's something just so elegant about being able to create a polished and recognizable structure with so few Lego bricks. You can also create some very stylish modern house designs like this one by mfen1997. Now, I especially like these designs by New Elementary. There's a wide variety of cool techniques and design ideas here. On this one, the bright pink cherry blossoms add some great color. And of course, when you think of microscale, you might think of Lego architecture because a lot of those sets, like the cityscapes, are in some sort of micro scale. I'll provide links to some of my favorite architecture sets in the YouTube shopping feature down below in the description. It's actually surprisingly easy to create a fun Lego toy. You'll just need a few pieces like these to create your very own Lego spinner. And best of all, there's many ways to build these spinners with a variety of Lego bricks. If you don't have a Technic axle, consider using a Technic pin. You can add a bunch of different colored bricks to your creation and then battle your friends, siblings, or parents. You've basically built your very own custom Ninjago spinners for free. I personally really love this Lego creation idea. It's to create Lego bookends for your shelf. So if you have any books on your shelf, you could create bookends with any sort of Lego pieces or any sort of Lego design or theme that you would like. Here's a cool one featuring a train on one side and then out the other side. Also one of Lord of the Rings. You can be creative and just make it look like other books that are sitting on your shelf, but they're actually built out of Lego. Or you can get really creative and have the contents of your book seemingly spill out. You can attach 4 of these Lego bracket pieces together like shown in this image, and then by simply adding a handful of 2x4 plates on each side, you'll create this incredibly versatile structure with studs on 4 sides. Definitely try this one out if you have these pieces because it's quite cool. Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring today's video. Use the link in the description to play for free on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, and you'll instantly receive a bonus pack full of multiple premium vehicles, premium account boosters, and much more. Click here to see more creative building techniques and subscribe to my channel for more Lego videos.